Hello, welcome to the Fotovian Learning Center. My name is William Manning. This lesson will cover leaning lines, or better known as Keystone Distortion, or simply keystoning. I'm going to show you how to correct keystoning using the skew tool in Adobe Photoshop. Let's first open up a photograph. And as you can see, I have my layers palette and my history palette open up along with the photograph that we want to correct. The first thing I like to do anytime I work in Photoshop is two things. One, I like to make my photograph full screen. I simply do that by hitting the F key on my keyboard for full screen. And the second thing I do anytime I make corrections in Photoshop is I duplicate my background layer. I can simply do that by grabbing the background layer, bringing it down to the duplicate layer icon, and I can simply keep it as the title being background copy, or I can double click on background copy and rename it, and in this case we'll name it skew correction. Oops, sorry about that. Let me redo this. Skew correction. Okay, now that we have that corrected, we want to go under the Edit pull-down menu. Whoops, got to highlight this, go to Edit, go to the Transform tool, go to Skew. As you can see, there's two buildings here that really need to be corrected. We've got our clock tower, and we've got this building over here, this yellow colored building here on the right hand side of the photograph. You can also see as I selected the skew tool, there are four handles. There's a handle in each corner, and there's also a handle in each the middle of each line on my four sides. We're going to work with the corners for the skew for our purposes today. What I'll do is I will grab with my cursor or my mouse, and we will move our tool over here to straighten the clock tower, and then we'll move over here to the right, and again I could stop right here and that straightens the clock tower up considerably, and that would be acceptable. The problem that we have here, of course, is our smaller building here on the right. It is still leaning. So to correct that, I'm going to have to continue moving until we straighten that up, until we straighten the edge of that building up. And as you can see, we have continued to lean the building now in the opposite direction, or I should say the clock tower. So I will grab the handle again on the left hand side. To fix this, you're going to have to continually toggle back and forth from right to left until you get it to your satisfaction. As you can see, the more I pull these handles out, you can see that the clock tower especially is becoming squished looking. It looks like somebody has just stomped on it, and it's just it doesn't look good. To correct this, what I will do is I'll go back up under the Edit tool, go to Transform, and this time I will select the Scale tool. Now I'm going to go to the handle in the middle of my line, and I'm going to simply pull it up. I should mention, anytime I photograph a scene where I know I'm going to be using the Skew tool, and this is one of the reasons why it's good to know and understand what exactly you can do in the post-processing stage of your photographs and your creativity. And I intentionally shot this photograph a little wider than I want. In other words, I added more foreground and more sky to the photo than I originally wanted, knowing that I was going to have to play with it in Photoshop and use some of that sky and foreground. So anyway, that being said, is I'm playing with the Scale tool in the front, and I will also go down here to the background because I want to leave some sky at the top. And now that to me is looking pretty good. I think that looks real good. Now I can simply double click, and as you can see, that completed the skew process, and my buildings are looking pretty good. I hope this lesson helps next time you encounter leaning buildings. I invite you to join the Photovian community and enjoy the many benefits of being a Photovian. Until next time, I wish you many great moments behind the camera.